This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, this is going to be a lesson for Seeds of Literacy on basic vowel sounds. I wanted to take just a second to talk to you. I'm going to be using a lot of the Wilson language materials in this lesson, but I just wanted to emphasize what I'm giving is not technically a Wilson language lesson. That's a phonetic language program where you meet one-on-one with a student and you work intensely for usually years at a time to learn to read. Their materials are very good, but today's lesson is just intended to be a basic overview of the most commonly used vowel sounds. So back to the lesson. Okay. And the vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y is used as a vowel sound. Each one of those vowels is going to make a short sound, and it also has a long sound. These are some of the Wilson materials I was talking about. There are some sound cards, and we hold up the letter A. The teacher holds up the letter A, and then the student would respond by saying A, apple, A, safe, A. We do this because this trains our brain to remember the vowel sounds and how they are used. So it's a script that you go through, and it's designed to be something that you review on a daily or at least 3 or 4 times a week kind of basis to really train your brain. In addition to just saying A, apple, A, safe, A, we use pictures because when we use pictures, it trains our brain a different way to remember the sounds. So while you're saying A, apple, A, safe, A, your brain should be thinking A, apple, A, safe, A. Now also, I want to emphasize this lesson is on basic vowel sounds. A actually makes more sounds than just A and A, like when it's at the end of the word Alaska. But we're not going to talk about any of that because that's very rare. Most of the time, A says A and A. Okay, E is the next letter. So when you see the letter E, your mouth would be saying E, ed, E, Pete, E, me, E. But your brain would be thinking E, ed, E, Pete, E, me, E. I. You would say I, itch, I, pine, I, high, I. But your brain thinks I, itch, I, pine, I, high, I. O. O, octopus, O, home, O, no, O. Brain thinks O, octopus, O, home, O, no, O. U. U, up, U, mule, U. Brain thinks U, up, U, mule, U. The letter Y. Now this one's a little tricky because Y many times is a consonant, and frequently it's at the beginning of words, but it doesn't have to be. And it says yeah, like in the word yellow. But Y can also be a vowel. It will always be a vowel if it comes as the last letter of a word. But it's a little tricky because it makes one sound at the end of a short word and a different sound at the end of a longer word. So we see Y, we say, why cry I, why baby E? Our brain thinks, why cry I, why baby E? Okay, so those are all of the vowel sounds that we're going to be working with today. Some of the sounds on the sound cards are short vowel sounds. And this red letter V that's designed to represent any vowel. So any of the 6 vowels that we just talked about. And this symbol, whenever I put that symbol above a vowel, it means it's going to say its short sound, which was the first sound listed on the card. This C is meant to represent any consonant. It might be the letter B, C, D, F, G, any consonant. So when we have a vowel followed directly by a consonant, the vowel typically is going to make its short sound. An example would be right here. This word, this is the letter C, so it says K. My vowel is right here, and it's followed by a consonant, and so it's going to say its short sound. So it's going to say ah, and the D says D, so it's K, ad, cod, like the fish. This word is sorry, the I is short because it's followed by the consonant. So we're going to say I, p. The word is strip. Now, the vowel is going to make its long sound when we have our vowel, any vowel, followed by any consonant. But then after that consonant, we have a silent E. So this isn't the E like E, ed, E, P, E, me, E. This is the E at the end of the word that comes right after a consonant that is preceded by a vowel. And it's silent, you hear nothing. So our example words, this is, we know this vowel is going to say the long sound O because there's a consonant and a silent E. So this word would be code, code, like you could write in secret code. This word would be, it's got the I, it's got the consonant, and it's got a silent E. So this word would be stripe, stripe. Now, if you'll notice, cod and code look very similar. The only difference is code is followed by a silent E, which changed that vowel sound. Same thing with strip, with strip and with stripe. That silent E changes our vowel sound. There is another way that a vowel is going to make a long vowel sound. And that's when you've got a short word and there's any consonant followed by a vowel. Or similarly, we have some longer words, and longer words have more than one part to them or more than one syllable. An example of a longer word might be baby, because we actually hear 2 parts. We hear bay and we hear b. When each part, we decode or we read each part that we hear separately. So in the word baby, the A sound is going to be long because there is no consonant sound in the first part of baby. Okay. The other thing that's weird about the longer words, this is a 2-syllable word, it could be a 3-syllable, 4-syllable word. Anytime the Y is at the end of a longer word, more than 2 syllables or more, the Y says its second long sound, which is E. It doesn't say I, it says E. So this word is baby. Let's go back and look at these. These are short words. And short words, anytime they end in a vowel and there's not another vowel over here wanting to say its long sound, then the final vowel will be long. So this is me, I, no, and cry. Again, this is a 2-syllable word. The first syllable is bay, the second syllable is b. So it's baby, and that Y, because it's at the end of a longer word, says E. not I. Y at the end of a short word, one syllable, says I, like cry. Weird. Okay, we have a lot of vowel sound practice in front of us. I have two different types of practice. We've got real words that we're going to practice, and we've got nonsense words. In my experience, when you're reading the real words, you're going to do very well. Your brain has already memorized literally thousands and thousands of words. And so your brain will look at the word and it won't need to rely on the strategies to figure out how to say the word correctly. That's why I also include nonsense words. Your brain hasn't had a chance to memorize any of these words. And so you're going to have to rely on what we've talked about to figure out if you're going to use the long or the short vowel sound. Now, it's important that we practice nonsense words and that we master reading nonsense words, because when you encounter a new word that you're not familiar with, you are going to need strategies to be able to figure it out or decode it on your own. So it's great to practice with real words, but practicing with nonsense words actually is what makes us a better reader more quickly. Okay, so we're going to start with some real words, and I'm going to tell you all of these are going to be short vowel sound words. So it's going to be like the apple, ah, and then ed, eh, itch, I. The O would be octopus, ah. The U would be up, So it's going to be all of those sounds. They're real words, so I'm going to, in just a minute, ask you to pause the video, read all of the words. When you turn the video back on, I'm not going to read these words to help you check. If you want someone to listen to you, why don't you see if you can find a person nearby that could listen and just give you some feedback if you are correctly reading all of the real words. At this point, go ahead and turn off the video and read through these words. Okay, now you've turned the video back on. Here's another set of real words. Again, it's all short vowel sound words, which was the first sound we learned on each sound card. You can turn off the video and have a friend check your pronunciation if you feel like that would be helpful. Go ahead and turn the video off. The video is turned back on now, and we're going to move on to the next set of practice. These are nonsense words, and in my experience, you will find these much more difficult to read. Again, they're all going to be short vowel sounds, and you know that because in each one you've got a vowel followed by a consonant, and there is no silent E over here that's going to make it say its long sound. So they're all going to be short vowel sounds. Because these are more difficult, in just a minute, I'm going to tell you to turn off your screen or turn off the video. Practice all of these and try to figure them out as best you can. When you turn the video back on, I will go through and read out each of the nonsense words so you can see if you were correctly reading them. So, nonsense words, I will pronounce for you when the video is turned back on. At this point, pause the video and practice. The video is turned back on, and I'm going to read these nonsense words. The first one is sut, kiz, pab, that, yet, vid, zat, dem, licks, jeb, weg, dep, vib, quib, zeg. Another page of nonsense words. Same thing, short vowel sound. Practice on your own and then I will read them for you when the video goes back on. Pause the video and practice. The video is back on. The words are nonsense words are bup, rop, lat, huz, quet, sep, ked, quap, feg, kiz, jum, bish, chib, sith, and wup. More nonsense words. Same thing. Pause the video and practice. Video is turned back on. Hosh, wib, gom, jud, mish, dith, yeb, vash, chep, ches, wog, fash, bix, dop, lod. Now we're going to try some real words again. These real words are going to have a long vowel sound. In each case, they're going to have that vowel, consonant, silent E pattern. So here we've got a vowel, a consonant, and there's an E right there, but you won't hear any of the final E's because that's like the helper to make the vowel say its name. They're real words. I think your brain is going to recognize a lot of these. If you want someone to check your pronunciation, grab that friend and ask them to do that. When we turn the video back on, I'm not going to read the real words for you. Go ahead and pause the video and practice. The video is turned back on now. Here are some more real words. Pause the video and practice these. The video is turned back on again. Here are some nonsense words. These are all going to follow the vowel, consonant, silent E pattern, but they all have an S at the end. Doesn't matter. That silent E is still going to help the vowel say its long sound. I'm going to have you pause the video and practice, but when we turn it back on, I will read these out to you because they're nonsense words, and that makes them much more difficult. Go ahead and pause the video and practice. The video is turned back on now. This is stopes, flubes, chotes, teefs, ploves, mipes, sheebs, frines, vopes, scrobes, priles, thrades, snifes, droots, smotes. More nonsense words, same thing. Pause the video, practice, and when you turn it back on, I'll read them aloud. Pause the video. The video is turned back on now. Vime, bode, gake, fline, flive, quipe, draze, knoll, grude, bine, gyre, frope, blate, wose, floam. Real words. These are going to be mixed. Some of them are going to be the short vowel sound, like this word, because there's a vowel and a consonant and nothing. That word is hop. But we're also going to have some of the vowel, consonant, silent E words mixed in that are going to have the long vowel sound. Like this word is hope. Hop and hope. The only difference is that silent E making this a long vowel sound, whereas without the silent E, it's a short vowel sound. Again, these are real words, so your brain has some of them memorized most likely. So after you practice, I'm not going to read these words out loud. Do the best you can. Go ahead, pause the video and practice. The video's turned back on now. Here's another set of real words that are mixed, the short and the vowel sound. Go ahead and pause the video and practice these. The video's turned back on now. These are some nonsense words. In my experience, this is a really difficult list for students to read. They have the short vowel sounds like fraught, and sometimes we add that silent E, and it now becomes froat. They're not real words, so your brain hasn't had a chance to memorize them. When you pause the video, you will practice. When you turn it back on, I will read all of these aloud to you. Go ahead and pause the video and practice. The video is turned back on now. This nonsense word is spive, stot, thrap, shike, thiep, stin, spad, preet, liar, chim, fraught, throat, zin, quill, quile. More nonsense words. Go ahead and practice, and then when we turn the video back on, I'll read them aloud. Pause the video. The video's turned back on now. This nonsense word is dreen, dren, swite, clem, wath, smip, spale, quate, fush, fush, steek, shope, drem, slep, triz. These are real words. This is that other type of syllable that we haven't had a chance to practice yet. It's when a vowel is the final letter of a very short word, of a one-syllable word. The vowel is going to say its long sound. Examples were for the letter E on the sound card. It said E, me, E. And for I, it said I, hi, I. For O, the third sound was O, no, O. And then, of course, when Y is the final letter of a short word, it's going to say the I sound. So I'm going to have you pause the video and practice this list. Go ahead and pause. And now the video is turned back on. This list of nonsense words is very challenging. I want you to go ahead and pause it and practice. And once you turn it back on, I will read these aloud for you. Go ahead and pause and practice. The video is turned back on now. This nonsense word is tro, chi, splee, chi, bro, plu, thigh, slee, bry, d, re, clo, che, spo, and gry. This list is particularly confusing because I always have students ask about chi, splee, and slee. It's challenging because those come at the end. We see those at the end of words sometimes. And at the end of a word, it's pretty common for that final E to be silent. But these are not meant to be examples of the end of a long word, but they're meant to be examples of short one-syllable words that end in the letter E. So words like me and thee. This is the final vowel sound that we had talked about. The letter Y, when it's being used as a vowel, if it's at the end of a short word, it says I. If it's at the end of a longer two-syllable word, it says E. So in each one of these words, the Y at the end is going to say E. And that is a really common placement for the letter Y in the English language. So I'm going to have you pause the video and practice reading all of these words. Go ahead and pause. The video is turned back on now. Because these are longer words, I'm going to go ahead and read this list, although likely your brain had many of them memorized. Pony, copy, holly, puny, lazy, navy, lobby, ivy, pansy, tiny, pantry, tidy, taffy, gravy, and bunny. So that is pretty much everything that we're going to cover today. Vowel sounds in the English language, remember, all have a short sound and a long sound. And also please remember that the position of the vowel in the word will help you figure out which sound to use. Additional vowel sounds. Unfortunately, the vowel sounds that we've learned in this lesson don't cover all of the vowel sounds in the English language. For instance, a lot of times two vowels work together to make a single sound. Those are called vowel digraphs. But that's a topic for another day. The vast majority of vowel sounds that you're going to hear are going to be the short and the long vowel sounds as we've just talked about them. Hope you have a great day.